Hi, it's Carter Clues, president of Constitutional Rights PAC. ConstitutionalRightsPAC.com. Come and join us. I haven't said a lot about the protests going on across college campuses here in the country, here in the U.S., in support of Hamas for several reasons. One, I don't like to talk too much about colleges because I don't even believe they should exist. Okay, a four-year college, I can't imagine a bigger waste of money. You know, it used to be, back in the days before television, maybe before radio, certainly long before the internet, maybe there's a reason for a liberal arts education where you got the kids in a classroom and taught them a bunch of stuff that really bore very little impact on the life they're going to live afterwards. But nowadays, kids can pretty much learn whatever they want off the internet, particularly. And yet we still have the four-year colleges. Why? So that administrators and lazy college professors can make money. You say lazy, Carter, why do you say lazy? Why do I say lazy? The average college professor works 9 hours a week. Look it up. Look it up. Now, and when I say work, I am using the term loosely because I think lording it over little kids in a classroom, it's not really that hard work, particularly when year after year you use the same lesson plan, which is what they do. So a four-year college, you get rid of them. Have two-year community colleges. Teach the kids what they need for whatever profession they feel they're going to pursue. And let it go at that. You know, these four-year colleges, I don't know, Tony Robbins, of course you do. And he and his friend Dean Graziosi did some research and found that 72% of college graduates never go into the field of their major. That's what a big waste of money these things are. So what happens? They go on campus and they get stupid, okay? They get stupid. They don't have anything to do. I was blessed. I went to a college called Frostburg State. My brother went there as well. And I was smart enough to become a TEEK, Tau Kappa Epsilon fraternity. So I spent my 4 years making good use of the time. Certainly was not going to do it in class. Making good use of the time, drinking and partying and womanizing. It was wonderful. And it was worth every bit of it. I'd even go as far as say worth every penny of it, because back in those days it was only $400 a semester. So I got exactly the education I needed. Went out to have a very successful career in fields that obviously were not really related to what I majored in. Teak parties, women, and drinking. And that was it. I wish today's college students would have the same majors, except a lot of them I wouldn't want in teak, okay? So you have these college students who have really nothing to do, and they're out supporting Hamas. Hamas, one of the most vile, violent, disgusting, depraved, savage, monstrous terrorist groups in history. What Hamas did on October 7th was beyond the pale of human behavior. Beyond the pale of human behavior. These students that are supporting that, waving the Hamas flag, wearing the Hamas colors, blocking the doors to students, Jewish students' classes, savagely attacking them, insulting them, calling for genocide against them. Those students should be gone out of college now. They should be identified to any future potential employers, so those employers would be smart enough not to hire them. These are little savages. These are little savages. I was going to say let them become garbage collectors, but I happen to like my trash collectors here, and I wouldn't want them to have to associate with these little punks, these little rich kids who are out there supporting Hamas. Supporting Hamas. You can't get lower. You can't get lower. You know, let me just be honest with you. The genocide, Israel's not committing genocide. History. Israel has made a greater effort to preserve civilian lives than any invading army in history. Look it up. Look it up. They have. They have. At the cost of many of their own lives, and at the risk of even more of their own lives. You want to talk about killing civilian populations? You know, the idiot Biden has now said, well, if they invade Rafah, I want 0 civilian casualties. Excuse me? I mean, I know the man's an idiot, but that goes beyond the pale. Is he familiar with the fact we killed 100,000 civilians in Iraq? Has he ever heard of Dresden, where we firebombed the city in World War II, essentially leaving no one alive? How about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 2 civilian targets that we leveled? Let me finish with one more honest word with you. Were I Bibi Netanyahu, after I saw the footage and heard the tales of what those monstrous, depraved, savage Palestinians did on October 7th, and after I learned that 70 to 80% of the Gazan population supported that, here's what I would have done. Number 1, I would have leveled Gaza. Number 2, I would have scorched the earth, and then I would have salted the earth. Okay? I'm serious. I would have wanted to teach the entire world, Palestinian and Arab world, a lesson they'd never, ever, ever forget. As to the Palestinians on the West Bank who applauded the October 7th savagery, depravity, I would tell them, I support a 2-state solution. Your state is on the other side of the Jordan River. It's called Jordan. You can go over there and call it whatever you want. Palestine, you can call it Rumpelstiltskin. That's your country. That's the second state. This, where you are now, is Israel. You're really not all that welcome here. I would suggest you pack your bags and head across the Jordan River. Okay? Jordan is Palestine. The wife of the king of Jordan is a self-identified Palestinian. When the current king dies, his son, who is a Palestinian, will become king, so they'll have a Palestinian king. Yes, that's the 2-state solution, I would tell the Palestinians. Your state's already there. Get the hell out of our state and go live there. You know, it's time to be tough. There is no meeting place. There is no common ground. And it's time for those of us who support Israel to realize that and stop giving ground now. Let's do this thing.